Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today for a quick 30-minute webinar introducing you to Education Planner. So let's dive right in. By the end of this webinar, you're going to feel comfortable with the student account itself. We're going to have go through some really fun ideas of how students can capture their learning journey in the classroom. And you'll also leave with an excellent understanding of how your students can also reflect on their learning over time. So this platform is available for students grades 4 through 12, and it will follow them year to year. Um, Jamie also mentioned before we transition to this that Education Planner is available in French and in English. So I'll make sure to showcase how students can switch back and forth that way. All of our resources are available in French and in English. And through this, the very end, we'll go through some of your next steps, how you can get started. In the chat, you've got those sign up steps for teacher account, and we're going to leave 5 minutes at the end for any questions that you have. All right, so that brings us to me and a quick introduction of myself. My name's Allison. I am a support coordinator here at MyBlueprint, and I've been here for 2 years now. I come from an education background myself, grades ranging from 4 to 8, very interested in science, and I love talking to teachers, learning what's working in the classroom, some challenges in the classroom, and how we can really support your goals. So, why digital portfolios? And this is a really important question to address before we actually dive in because they look really great. But if we don't address the why, you'll leave and you'll say, wow, that was really cool. Not sure why I would use that or how that actually aligns. Um, and it aligns so well with many of your goals as a teacher for your students. It really allows your students to authentically express themselves, gives them a chance to showcase their interests, their learning goals, and their journey over time. We also capture that journey using a variety of media. So it's not just the written Word documents, it's photos and it's videos and it's audio reflections all along the way. As an educator, you have the ability to view this journey in your own teacher account, and you can provide that timely feedback for your students. You can prompt them to reflect on their work. They can come back, continue to learn, and grow. So, this is all captured in beautiful portfolios, and we'll be diving into a student account shortly. So, a quick introduction on what my blueprint is. We're Canadian based, Canadian made, and built off an education research out of Western University. So it was research conducted to find out what was truly missing in a student's plan in a transition to post secondary career path. And the answer to that was my blueprint. So we're a K through 12 career and life planning platform for students to be able to learn more about themselves, learn more about their interests, view different opportunities that are available to them, and help them make the most informed decisions about their future. With that said, we're also a leader in digital portfolios, and today we'll be focusing on that itself. So, portfolios are student driven, student focused, and it provides a space for them to be themselves along the way. So, I just want to showcase this quick quote before you dive in. This is from a principal or an assistant principal, and it's really showcasing that students are able to showcase their work in a meaningful way. So today I'll be showcasing Education Planner on my computer screen, but I do want to make a quick note that no matter the device that your students have available to them, my blueprint's responsive. So they're going to be able to see their entire portfolio, add to their work, take those Who Am I surveys, regardless of the device. So where I'm going to go next is a student account. And as I'm kind of switching my screen, I'd like to challenge you to think of a way that this aligns with the goals that you're going to be setting for your students in September. So I know that you probably have some things in mind, but as we explore, try and find just one connection that will work really well for your classroom. So I've switched my screen, and this is my student Savannah that we're going to be exploring today. And we're going to be focusing on portfolios and goal setting. But I would like to just take a quick moment and showcase the left hand side here. So, this is all of the features that your students are going to have available to them to be able to make those career life connections and learn more about themselves. So, starting with these Who Am I surveys, they're a suite of assessments for students to learn more about themselves. And it's a really great way for students to start off the year, learn more about themselves. High school is where students can visually map out their courses, as well as post-secondary and work allows students to think beyond. They can take a look at post-secondary opportunities, the world of work and occupations, explore and see and find what interests them. We've got a really great budget tool in Money here. It's a great visual planner for students, as well as some guides to get students started. Now, we're on the main dashboard. From our home page, the first thing that we're going to take a look at is goal setting. And actually, as I remember that, I want to showcase to you the English and French change here. So, what I did is just clicked on my name, and the entire program is available in French as well. Now, I won't leave it on French. I wish that I had better French skills to be able to do that for you, but we'll keep it as English for right now. So let's dive in. The goal setting tool from the main homepage here allows students to make SMART goals. So this means that students are prompted to make tasks, actionable tasks that will help them become successful in their goals. We ask students to think of a timeline for their completion of goals, and we're actually going to make a goal together here today. So from here, we can see that we'll prompt students for the type of goal. And goal setting it really is a skill and it's not easy. It's something that I practice with every day. So we also have this really great needs ideas. Give students a little starting point where they can come in, make it their own. You know, if you've got a grade 7 or 8 student, this may be the first time that they're making a bigger SMART goal like this. So this is a really great way just to give them some ideas. But maybe at the start of the year, I want to set an academic goal for myself. So, this goal and what I find works really well for students is have them write it in their own words. So they can recognize their own writing, they can connect with it. You can give them some different ideas. This goal here is going to be specific for science itself. And then I'm asked to think about the timeline. So, this one, let's make it for the first term. Specific tasks. Students can come in, add, and remove tasks as needed. Something that I always like to do with my students is have them come back and reflect, even just a month in. Have them think about, okay, what are the tasks that I've added in, and do I need to add anything in? Have I missed something? If not, that's awesome. Let's check off how far I've gone. If yes, I can always come back and add another task. One thing I'd also like to mention is that this is written in students like I can, I have, expressive language so that it's definitive. So I can share at least 2 examples. So when I go to showcase that learning, I should be able to share those 2 examples because I've checked it off as a goal. So this is the interactive piece of it. Once I come back, I can always check it off. So this is how students can create SMART goals. And let's connect this with the digital portfolios that we were talking about. Now, what's really great, and I'm going to click portfolios from this top dashboard here, is that students are able to create multiple portfolios. So Savannah has quite a few. And I'm just going to take a moment here to give you some different ideas. Whether that's a specific subject portfolio like music or science. Maybe they've got a goal specific for their apprenticeship that they're excited about. Another one that is used frequently is a portfolio to house all of the students' goals. So if they want to come back, look at their long term, their short term goals, and keep them all together, they absolutely can. These portfolios follow students year to year. So if students have created a My Goals portfolio in grade 8, they can continue to see that and showcase the growth over time, even when they're in grade 10. So the goal that we created was science. So it makes sense that we'll add this into the science portfolio. Clicking in, we can take a look at all of the work that has previously been added and some different reflections. So we're going to take the time here to showcase how students can add to a portfolio, how they can reflect on their growth, and how they can really organize all of their work together. All right, so we created a SMART goal. Let's add it into this portfolio now. So from this Add Box button, we're going to select From My Blueprint. So this is going to bring us to the area where students can add in any work that they've completed in My Blueprint, whether that's a high school plan, they've favorited an occupation. We're going to filter to goals so that we can take a look at different goals that we've created. And this is the one we've just completed together. So that box was added, and I can see it here. We can see the interaction piece of students coming in and checking off the specific tasks when they've completed it. To take it one step further, students can come in and add a reflection. Maybe they want to showcase that evidence of learning, and it will all stay together in one box. So I've checked off two separate actionable tasks that I can share two examples, and then I've been able to describe to a peer what climate change is to me. I can come in and I can write my two examples, but I also have some really great media options. I can add in an audio reflection, a video reflection, maybe of me talking with my partner. I can add in a photo of maybe an example itself or add in a file. Maybe I've got a Word doc that I've worked on, a worksheet that I've worked on that I want to showcase as my evidence. Of course, your students can always come in and type their reflections as well. And so I've shared the following ideas with my partner. And maybe just to help me, I'd like to showcase this in an audio recording. Really have that expression, have those personalities shine through. Could be just a simple recording of a couple of seconds, could be a couple minutes of me walking through all of my thoughts here. And this reflection is going to be shown at the bottom, and I can always come back and add more. As a teacher, when students add work, you're going to be able to comment on their work. So let's take a look at an example here. This is a journal reflection and a media article. And you can see that the student has come back and reflected on their work multiple times. They've added in different video items, they've added in a Word doc that's worked off of the skills of communication. All right. So we've gone through how we can add in that work from my blueprint, but there's a few other great ways that students can add work. By selecting Add Journal, it'll prompt students to immediately start writing. This will work really great if you want your students to come in, reflect on something, type out a paragraph, maybe in science, they're going to do a quick lab report, or you'd like them to come in and showcase what they've viewed today. So from the bottom here, I've just typed out a quick sentence. You can see that I can also add in, even in a journal reflection, I have the opportunity to add in those different media items. So I can do that lab report, describe what I saw in class today, but I could also do a little video. Maybe I took a video of this science experiment happening and I wanted to add that as an example. When I'm ready, I click post, and this journal reflection is added into my portfolio. The next way that students can add work is through add media. So, this is probably going to be your students' favorite way of adding in their work. They can come in, add that photo directly, add the video directly, have that audio recording. This link, if they're researching from a different website and they'd like to showcase that learning, maybe showcase some of the different websites they've been looking at, they can add their link here, as well as a file. So, if your students have completed a PowerPoint or a Word doc that they'd like to showcase, add to their subject portfolio, they absolutely can. It connects with their device, as well as we've got connections to Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, depending on the connections there. So we've just walked through a fair amount how to add work to a portfolio, how students can come in and reflect on their work. As you can see, that the portfolio, as they continue to add in, it's very full and it looks beautiful. And students can come in, they can drag and drop what's important to them. If they'd like to keep maybe all of their goals at the top, they can really make this their own. They've got the ability to change the avatar, update a banner, add in some of their personality here to it. But once they feel comfortable with this portfolio, you may want to take it to the next step and maybe do a student led conference with it. Maybe have your students do a highlight reel at the end of a semester. And that's really great with these two options here at the top. There's a slideshow option that allows students to be able to showcase all of their work in a kind of like a PowerPoint setting. So it goes from slide to slide. Students could talk about maybe their top three artifacts that they're excited about. Additionally, we've got this really great share option. So if students create an apprenticeship portfolio where they add in their resume, they add in their interests, they highlight and showcase evidence of how they could um, be a great candidate for this apprenticeship, well, they can share this. They can generate a link, copy it, and add it to maybe the bottom of the resume that they hand in, send it in an email as an evidence of their learning. Really great to share with family, friends, maybe volunteer opportunities as well. So, this is just one portfolio that we've taken a look at today. Please note that work can be transferable across portfolios. Something that works well in my science portfolio may also work well in my goals or my apprenticeship portfolio. That work can be copied and added to another portfolio, and students' journey can be represented in different ways. So we've got multiple portfolios, can express, and you can showcase those goals. And at any point in time, students can always add in a new portfolio. One thing that I'd like to mention at the top here, as a teacher, you can comment on their work, send them some bulletins, and this will all appear up here at the top for students. So they'll get notifications if you comment on their work, and they can come back and view and add to a different artifact. So I'd like to showcase that. I'm just going to switch my screen back here so that we can do a quick little recap and talk about some of the next steps. So, what we've gone through today is really a big focus on SMART goals, on how students can showcase that learning using a variety of media, and then what does it mean to actually come in and reflect on their work. From our resource and support page that I'll go into, we've got some really great prompts to help you. I know when we say reflecting, sometimes it's just like this big empty void of, write how you feel how this project went. But as educators, we can select different reflection prompts to get more out of our students, to have them critically think about the work that they're actually putting into their portfolio. And as we went through that student account, I did ask you to think of just one way that this aligned with your goals that you set in your classroom. So as you come back and you think about that goal or how that connection you've made and you create your account, maybe think about that first activity that you're going to ask your students to make. Is it going to be a SMART goal that they set at the beginning of the year? Or is it going to be them creating maybe a passion project portfolio? Depending on maybe you teach a specific subject, you can have them create that subject specific, kind of like how we've gone through the science portfolio today. This PowerPoint also has hyperlinks, so you have access to this PowerPoint, and it has links to our quick little video tutorials, which brings me to our support center. So from the main My Blueprint page, if you're ever looking for resources, at the top here, we've got our great support page. So, today we were hyper focused on the student account, but if maybe you want to learn a little bit more about your own teacher account, we've got these really great clips, 1 to 2 minutes, where you can come in, learn more about your classes, how you can create activities, and we've also got some great pre recorded webinars. If you're looking to sign up for a live webinar, that will be here. We offer lots of different ranges and times and days, and you can just sit back. It'll be very similar to this. They're about 40 minutes long, where someone like myself or a team member will walk you through a specific account. And this brings me to resources. So these resources available in English and in French are here to help get you started, provide you with all of the tools you need to be successful, whether that's a getting started guide, a little info pamphlet for parents, or even some lesson plans. If you're looking for your first activity, you think that you know what you'd like your students to do, looking for a little bit more on this step by step, take a look at our lesson plans, and we provide this for you in Word and Google Drive format. So you can download it and make it your own. So I know I've gone through a lot in a short amount of time, and I have done okay on time. We're right at the end here. If you're looking to connect with us, we've got some really great options of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as a brand new community that we've created. So this is a community of educators talking about resources, sharing what's working. It's not always My Blueprint related. It's really just to bring like minded individuals together to be successful and share those resources. Um, that's brand new, and it's something that we're really excited about. And thank you very much for joining me